You guys know buying PCs and building PCs is really expensive right now, but somehow this PC from Walmart seems to just not care about current pricing at all.
It's $650, and get this, features 32 gigs of DDR5 memory and a 1TB Gen 4 SSD with a solid graphics card and a solid CPU. Honestly, we have no idea how they're selling this PC so cheap, so let's not waste any more time and unbox it and find out.
So as you guys can see, this is an ABS pre-built, and this PC was around $650. And it's interesting because this has an Intel Core i5-120, which is kind of like a rebranded Ultra CPU, but not quite in the Ultra lineup. We also have a weird card. It's an Intel Arc A750, which we've kind of started to like again. I remember for a while we were like, stay away from those Intel cards that are first gen because they have problems, but Intel's really been cranking out driver updates.
And the big thing is 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, which we already know. For a kit like this, it is Patriot memory. You're looking at least $300 nowadays for that. And then the 1TB Gen 4 SSD, $150 right there. That's $450 already. And then this build is $650. So you're getting some pretty good value here, which out of the gate, we hope it performs really well, but it's a really good canvas to upgrade in the future, even if you just took the RAM and storage out of it for a new PC layer down the line.
You know what's interesting? This is a PC that doesn't come with a keyboard and mouse.
Oh, interesting.
Which I am so okay with.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, that means getting specs like this for the price. Please don't include a crappy keyboard and mouse.
So let's get in the bag.
Wi-Fi antennas, SATA cable, so you can add some drives, and a power cable. Very simple.
Yeah, and with that A750, we did a whole video where we benchmarked it against the B570, which again, it was a decent amount slower, but when we were talking the price on the used market that we paid, I think it was like 140 or 150 bucks for that card, it was still good. Yeah. Price or performance, it was a better overall value.
Yep, and that's what we're about here, is bang for buck. We're not just about what's the best performance, it's what's the best performance for the price. I already see some reverse blade fans. That's already pretty cool. I will say this is a fairly large dual chamber. When I say fairly large, it's deep, but it's not super tall, not super wide or anything.
I know this is a custom Gamdias case that they designed just for ABS, because there is a lot of Gamdias stuff in here, the tower cooler and that power supply, which is pretty standard for ABS desktops.
And we know Gamdias, they love working with pre-built companies. We used to see a lot more.
A lot more.
Oh, it's gonna be one of these.
Oh, is it really wedged in there? And it's the same Gamdias cooler we've seen in a lot of pre-builts that sometimes arrives in okay condition. How is this one looking? Little crooked, not bad. It is a little bit of a beefier tower cooler. We've noticed it. It doesn't end up impacting temperatures or anything, but sometimes in shipping, it gets moved around a little bit.
I'm doing a quick cable check because I know we've had some recently. Almost every time we get a pre-built, I feel like we have one cable that's like loose, and I don't see any. This is interesting though. Front panel's only a single power connector, it looks like. Fan headers all look good. HD audio, 24-pin CPU.
ARGB.
Yeah, ARGB. This is interesting, where the CMOS battery is. What board is this? ASRock B760M-CX. I know, is that a board that you can buy? Okay,
I don't think so, yeah.
Might be like a system integrator board only. No fans up top, but that's not a huge deal because these are reverse blades, so they're intake to exhaust. So it's kind of like it's actually not a bad fan effect here. You get a little bit out of the top, a little bit out of the bottom as well.
For the level of hardware, it's totally fine. And obviously with that board, it is a DDR5 board. So we have our Patriot Viper memory, dual channel 32 gigs DDR5.
So crazy.
That's just mind blowing. I mean, obviously if you told us back a while ago for the RAM shortage, we'd have been like, yeah, you know, that's cool. Even back then, this would still been a good deal for the price. It's just kind of mind blowing that they're selling these right now for this price.
I mean, because a lot of people take for granted, it's a built PC that's ready to game on. I know a lot of you guys watching are like, I build my own PCs. You don't think about labor, and that's fine, but we do, because that's it costs a lot to build a PC.
And I mean, look at this.
Oh, wow. Someone did a really good job building
Someone
that.
took their time with this cable management. This will give us access to show you guys the power supply as well, which is the Gamdias Helios P1650G, which is 650 watt, 80 plus gold power supply. Plenty of watts for this system. I mean, you could swap out the GPU at some point in the future as well. Cable management, I mean, can't complain about that.
It's like almost flawless cable management. That's really good. They used a lot of zip ties. Yeah, I mean, they did a really good job with this build. Yeah, and I see our Patriot 410. That's a Gen 4, right?
Gen 4, 1TB.
Yep, Gen 4. I mean,
these had
she's
to
a
have
good
either
looking build, dude.
These had to have been either A, sitting somewhere, because it's a previous gen art card, and maybe they just weren't pushing the sales for them, and they just were like, you know what, it's time to lower the price of something that'll sell quickly. $650 is a price that'll get room pretty quickly. Let's make sure it turns on though.
Well, the funny part, a lot of gamers, a lot of people that don't know a lot about PCs, they would see that art card and maybe even the Intel CPU, because everyone's like, Team Red, but some people may see that Intel CPU and that GPU and be like, I don't know, those are probably not very good, but we know they're good. Yeah,
well, that's probably the neutral color to go with. This looks good. Obviously, we got to plug it up, make sure everything works okay, make sure there's no weird issues, but I can't think on paper any problems because we have a monitor CPU. There won't be any PCI bandwidth limitations here on this Intel platform. We're gonna be good there. We have an ARC A750. Drivers are up in the air about those cards sometimes, but they've matured a lot since their launch. The memory's not gonna be a problem. The storage is not gonna be a problem. So we just gotta see for 650 bucks, are we missing anything? So far, I don't see it.
And I'll definitely do one of those price comparisons. I'll go through and try to build this out. I don't think I'm gonna be close, honestly, but we'll see.
All right, well, this thing is not exactly perfect. We had one issue we had to fix, which, if you are still getting this deal, I don't think it really changes much at all in terms of the price performance of this PC, but it's something I have to mention. If you are gonna get this PC, and it very well could or could not happen to you, our Windows install was a little bit messed up on this PC, meaning it wasn't posting to it on our first time plugging it in. It would just go to a black screen and not actually post within Windows and start throwing some errors. I tried startup recovery, and normally that would fix the issue because it might just be a bad Windows install. Stuff like that happens. It was just having too many issues to where I personally thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and run a new Windows install and get things up and running. And after I did that, I had no problems whatsoever. I got the new Windows install going and we were in, and honestly, for a pro user out there, it's actually not a bad idea to do a fresh Windows install. Even though I know ABS is pretty good about not having any bloatware, you can get even more performance out of your system by doing something a little bit fresh on your own install, so you can customize what you can get, or maybe even go with a different operating system like Linux, or try something else. As you see, we are now in Pragmata and we're getting ready to benchmark it right now, but just a little bit of a buyer's beware when you do pick this thing up. You may or may not encounter the same issues we did, but once you get a new Windows install going, I'm still feeling really, really good about this PC. Let's get to testing. All right, guys, we are kicking things off, as I mentioned, with Pragmata on this PC, and we're currently running the following settings. We are at 1080p, we have FSR3 set to performance, and we are running some frame generation because this game, while it is pretty well optimized, seems to be a little funky on ARC at times. It doesn't get like the best experience. I don't know if it's fully optimized for Intel ARC, but if you are cool with the little frame gen, which normally I personally am, this is running just fine. Getting about 60 plus FPS, no problem. I got my new gun here where I can just go blah, 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 blah. As long as we are holding a 60 FPS average, I feel pretty good about this experience. And obviously you can optimize settings a little bit more too. I think we have a little bit of global illumination on as well, which can impact the FPS, because I mean, look, right now we're getting about 100. So the FPS can vary depending on the spots of the game, but the A750 is holding up pretty solid. And I think where the real value with this PC lies is really just with everything else that's in the system. And if you want to game on the A750 now, you would have fine experience gaming. Just know what kind of settings you're gonna run and what kind of games you'll actually play with it and make sure it works out for you. But then you have a good upgrade path to something even higher end. You have no problem getting like a 9070 or 9070 XT in a system like this. Power supply will be cutting it a little bit, but you do have that ability as well if you're one who lives on the edge like we like to do. Or even like a 5070 or something like that. This would work really well. Am I the only one who doesn't like this pulse carbine? I feel like I just got it playing the game at home. I don't know if I like it as much. Let's take them out with this. Boom! 100 average, 1% low of 71. Obviously, this is a pretty low demanding part of the game, but with a frame gen on, you are getting pretty good results. Let's go ahead and switch to another game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally gotten this PC nice and stable, and we're in ARC Raiders on the ARC GPU. What do you
it has to perform great, right?
Yeah, so we're running 1920 by 1080p. Honestly, with this game, very clearly, you'll see you could do 1440p, and you could do that with a lot of games. That's what's cool about PCs. You can tweak settings. We are running Intel's upscaler balanced with dynamic low ray tracing, medium settings. These cards weren't amazing for ray tracing compared to like the newer like B series, but as you can see, they're not bad.
Last time we tested the A750 versus the B570, we were surprised with how good the ARC Raiders performance was. Again, it's on a game-by-game basis, but I mean, if it's gonna have the name ARC in it and the GPU line is ARC, it has to perform good, right? I mean, come on now.
Good. Really, we think this build just didn't, it's so cheap probably because they haven't sold super well since it is an older ARC card. A lot of people are probably just scared by it. If this thing had like a 5050 in it even, or 5060, it probably cost a lot more, but it probably would have sold a lot more too.
So this is one of those where obviously if you buy it yourself and you're someone who's not super tech savvy, you could have a great experience and it could be totally fine. But just know you could have an issue potentially, and obviously that's where Walmart customer support would come in and they would help you out. But if you're a DIYer, buy this regardless, because if you're okay and comfortable installing Windows, it is still an amazing deal without having to worry about that. Oh boy, that's a big boy.
What is this?
What is that thing?
Oh my God, is that a laser?
Fire in my laser.
I think it's a fire laser. All right, so I'm gonna need to, I need to
for
call
help.
it and then probably go hide. Yeah, I need to wait for a savior. All right, brakes engaged. He can't hit
You,
me. Okay,
oh my,
jeez.
no. Wow.
Okay, we did a free class, so we should have, yes.
You
All right,
guys are
some
gonna get your
advantages.
kill, but he just has to survive somehow.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm killing anything right now. I could fire some shots at it.
Oh, it brought a
Oh
friend.
God, that's a little one too.
And that one will actually
he
try
can
to
get to me.
Oh, this might not be it. And there's
get up
fire
here?
on the ground. Oh, wait a minute.
Hidden tug.
Oh,
okay.
oh,
Really?
you might not make it.
Really?
Okay, all right, all right.
I have nothing.
You have nothing
left.
else. You just gotta maybe throw a
Oh,
lure
maybe
grenade.
this lures them. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
just chuck it over there. Go, 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 go. Ah, broken
What if I died
ankles.
from fall damage? That would have been insane. Okay, average 96, 1% low 74. Extremely playable. Arc, we have not seen any issues so far with like Arc drivers. No weird artifact, nothing weird. It's been a solid game. So if this is when you're into, this would be a good PC for it.
So you saw Pragmata, you saw Arc Raiders, we ran a couple other built-in benchmarks. We even got Forza 6 with our benchmark tool we'll talk about during the outro. But again, slight issue getting up and running, but once it's up and running, and you may not experience that issue yourself, you're gonna get really good performance for the price.
So we got done running benchmarks, and of course we did have a little hiccup in the unboxing process with getting the PC actually working, but once we just did some Windows reinstalling and whatnot, we got the PC working and it worked great for the rest of the benchmarks.
So let's talk about the rest of the benchmarks we ran that really stressed this PC, and honestly the price performance is exactly what we thought it would be after these benchmarks. We ran Forza Horizon 6, 1080p medium settings with the built-in benchmark tool with no upscaling. We got an average of 80 FPS. In CS2, 1080p low settings really stressed that CPU. We ended up with an average of 283 FPS with a 1% low of 128. And for 3D Mark Time Spy, we ended up with a total score of 11,783, a CPU score of 9,722, and a GPU score of 12,242, which is a 6 cent per point score.
Now we told you guys that we were going to theoretically part this build together, and I went cheap with everything. I mean, and I even went used for the graphics card. I ended up pricing it with the 12,400 instead because you really can't buy this i5 120. The total cost, subtotal, not even including tax, was $1,063, which is absolutely crazy. Even if we were to get, like, let's just say the RAM used, the SSD used, with current market pricing, this build would still probably be about 900, 850, 900 bucks. So, and that's not even built. That's like you buy the parts, the warranty's on you, and you have to build it. So this is a pretty insane value. I think it's just slept on because of it being first gen Arc.
And even if you wanted to take the Arc GPU out, sell it on eBay or local real quick for like 100 bucks, like you can sell it really cheap, and you slapped in another GPU that you can get, like a 5060 or something from AMD, you'll still have a crazy price performance PC that's gonna be really hard to beat. So if you want to buy this PC, I would hurry up while you can. Links down below will be affiliate links, they will help us out.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out those other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
If you cannot get enough of the Toastybros, we have a lot of other social medias. We have 5 other YouTube channels. We got twitch.tv/toastybros. We got an active Discord community. And of course, we got the basics like Instagram and Twitter.
So if you want to follow all those different platforms, links in the description down below. Be sure to join all of them and hope to see you guys over there. See you guys later. Goodbye.